Here we go again. Have you seen these numbers? Interest rates are down to record lows. How many times have I said this? But this time I mean it.
Right.
Okay, so is it time to refinance? And if you've already refinanced, can you do it again?
Let's bring in mortgage expert Vince Ingui from Louviers Mortgage. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
This is how you know it's real. Let me just tell you guys behind the scenes. So when he comes up and he sits down, Mike and I pounce. Okay, so this, and then this. You know, ask him all these questions. So we refinance. It just feels real now. It's like no time to play anymore.
Well, let's start with the numbers then.
Yeah.
Stunning numbers. I think they're all in the threes. Go through this.
It's just unreal. Yeah, we talked about them being at historic lows. Now we're just saying these are just flat out ridiculously low. So yeah, 30-year fixed, 3.875. 20-year fixed, a tad lower. 15-year fixed, 3.25. I mean, these are beyond historic.
But can I just say this? Everybody sees this and go, "Oh, I'm going to refinance." In this day and age,
to get that,
it's really hard to get that 3 number for yourself. What hoops do you have to hop through?
Well, the documentation is more now than it's ever been. And one thing we tell our clients from the get-go is when you get started, you're going to hate me probably about a month into the process.
No question.
Because I'm going to be asking
you for... A month in the process? How long does it take?
About a month, month and a half, 2 months even sometimes, depending on your situation. But you're going to need income documentation, bank statements, taxes. If you're self-employed, God forbid, they might even need your blood type and a urine sample. But
I was going through this, Vince, about a month ago with a guy named Jerry. And at one point I said, "Jerry, this is too hard. Forget it. Forget it." I was willing to give up a point of interest.
Because they make it so
it's hard. And to finish my point, it is worth it in the end. That short-term pain is worth the long-term gain with these rates being as low as they are if you can get qualified. That's the big F.
So I have a question for you. So let's say a while back when we talked about refinancing and somebody listening and they did it. Can they do it again, or is there a window for when you should refinance again?
It's an awesome question. Procrastinators have been rewarded, and Chanel, I'm holding to it. You are going to call me now. We're going to do this, all right? But no, I've had clients, for example, he's probably listening, watching right now, bought a house 6 months ago. Interest rate was on a 30-year fixed at 4.875. We were saying, hey, this is it. Best time to buy, best time for the interest rate. Now rates are at 3.875. He happens to owe $400,000 on his mortgage. So it absolutely makes sense for him to do it, believe it or not, just 6 months later, because he's literally saving about $300 a month on his mortgage payment.
I was going to bring that up first, but I didn't want to upset you. Because you sat here a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, and I asked you, is now the time to refinance? And you said yes, every single time.
Because it always seems
going down.
Because when you go to an all-time historic low, what other answer could you possibly have?
Is this the time?
Yes, it is. It is. And if you refinanced 6 months ago, you didn't do yourself a disservice. You were still saving probably some significant money. But, you know, like I said, it's ridiculously low. We actually have seen a little bit of a pullback from, so it seems like the interest rates have hit a new floor.
Yeah.
Now that floor could be broken again, just like every other floor has been broken.
Two quick questions, because Chanel just asked that great question about, could I refinance? There are things you have to pay. There are still closing costs, right? So you'd have to do the closing costs again?
Right, but you know, more times than not, you don't pay them out of pocket.
Fold it in.
You fold it into the loan. So the biggest analysis is, when does it make sense, right?
One other one.
Go ahead.
Real quickly. I keep interrupting you. How high does our credit score have to be to get into the threes on the percentage?
720 minimum. 720 minimum.
720. What is the average? I don't even know.
The average is probably, I believe it's like in the American average, probably national average, probably like in the high 6s, mid to high 6s.
What's the highest you can get?
Well, 800 plus is the highest. Pretty much anything over 760, you're getting the best rates that are out there. So once you're over 760,
it's check it. Remember, you can get a free credit report, so we should all just check it.
But are those free credit report commercials accurate? Is it really free?
No, not the commercials. There is a legitimate one.
There is?
In fact, we'll pull that information. Absolutely.
Yeah, good point. The free credit report, now for your credit score, it's never going to be free. But you can get a free credit report on certain websites, but your credit score, you're always going to pay for.
We'll get that one,
the
because it's confusing.
The score is what I want.
The score is what you want.
There's quiet in the house.
Well, because it is what it is.
It's a first.
I hate to say that, but it is what it is. Thank you,
Vince.
Vince.
What? He's kind of a smartass today. Isn't he?
I'm getting comfortable with these guys. I'm used to it now.
I'm going to finish my point.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Let me interrupt before you. No,
just call me Kanye.
Let me finish.
Let me finish.